So this is the brand new unannounced MSI GS66 Stealth that we all saw back at CES 2020. This is an exclusive look at it. I can't talk about performance because this is a prototype device, but I can walk you guys through the entire laptop and talk about what's changed or improved. Now, from a design standpoint, I really dig this look. Like all black, it's super clean. Even the MSI logo is subdued. It just looks like a very simple but powerful laptop. The metal is anodized aluminum. Yes, you will see fingerprints a lot easier. They have improved the build quality. Like I'm finding significantly less flex on the keyboard. Overall, a lot more durable than the previous generation. Weight has gone up a little bit. Because this is an all-metal laptop and they added a bigger battery inside, this is just under 5 pounds, around 4.76. Now, the port lineup is very similar to the previous model, so you do have a lot of variety to choose from. On the left-hand side, you have your barrel connector, USB Type-C. This is Thunderbolt 3, and yes, you can charge the laptop using this port. Just don't expect to be able to game on it as it will drain battery. Full-size HDMI, USB 3.1 Gen 2, and then on the other side, RJ45 jack, 2 more USB ports, a regular USB Type-C, and an audio jack. So the bottom lid is also made out of metal. It's a bit flexible, obviously to reduce the amount of weight of the entire laptop. You do have a grill to allow heat to dissipate. Internally, you have access to a 99 watt-hour battery. That is the legal size you can have while traveling on a plane. I'm expecting this laptop to get insane battery life doing simple productivity. You have 2 drives, which right now they're in RAID 0 for really good read and write speeds. You have 2 slots for your RAM. This can be upgraded to 64 gigabytes. And yes, you do have a swappable Wi-Fi 6 card, which on a lot of other Ultrabooks, they're starting to solder them onto the motherboard. Now the heating solution, or cooling solution rather, is better than the previous generation. You have 0.1 millimeter metal fan blades, which apparently has improved from the previous generation. There is a lot of copper running across the middle to help heat dissipate. Now, one of the key features of this laptop is definitely the display. Like this is a full HD matte display, really great color accuracy, good color gamut, in fact, better than the previous generation 144 Hertz displays. But the big thing is that this display is 300 Hertz. That is bonkers on a laptop. Like the highest refresh rate display I have in my studio is 240. But 300 Hertz on a laptop is definitely a new trend happening in 2020. Whether or not you can get 300 frames per second to take advantage of it is totally a different story. I imagine you'd have to play like really older titles, probably drop the settings to get to that frame rate. But if you're very serious about gaming, this is the display you're going to be going for. The other thing to note is that you finally get facial recognition. There's no fingerprint scanner on this laptop, but you can log in using Windows Hello. So the other change they made is the speaker setup. It's no longer on the bottom of the laptop, but they've placed it on the top. So theoretically, you should have better sound. So here's a comparison comparing this laptop to the GS75. Keyboard. I'm loving the new changes. This is the second or third iteration of the SteelSeries keyboard, and it is so much better than the previous version they used on last year's laptop. So to give you an example, on the left-hand side, we have the GS66, and on the right-hand side, we have the GS75. The GS75 has this like rubber texture feel to it, and the keys are very spaced out. I also found that if you're holding like 3 keys down, it doesn't register it, whereas on the GS66, it's a bit more accurate. There's definitely less travel distance on the newer keyboard, but it feels a lot better to type on and it feels a lot better to game on. They remind me of a better version of the keys that are on the Razer Blade 15. RGB has also improved. Like you can basically do per key RGB lighting. It looks really good. Touchpad is also exceptional. Very accurate, made out of glass, using Windows Precision drivers. I think MSI knows that people are gonna be buying this for very mixed workflows, and you don't have to connect a mouse to this for everything. So if you're doing productivity, you can totally rely on this touchpad. Now, I don't know exactly what specs this is coming with, but it's most likely coming with a 10th gen Intel processor, H series, paired with a new upcoming NVIDIA GPU. As always, please Drop all your questions in the comments below and I'll do my best to answer as many of them in my full review. But so far, based on my first impressions, I like the direction that MSI is going in. Better build quality, better display, better keyboard, insane battery size for hopefully much better battery life, still a diverse set of ports, and of course, future upgradability, which is really important for gamers. Anyways, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.